Life has plenty of ups and downs. The devil doesn't like to lose. If he loses one way, he'll try another, never giving up on trying to destroy our faith in God. When David won against the Philistines the first time and thought he could rest a while, they attacked yet again. First Chronicles 14:13 to 15 reads, Once again the Philistines made a raid in the valley. When David again inquired of God, God said to him, You shall not go up after them. Go around and come on them opposite the balsam trees. When you hear the sound of marching in the tops of the balsam trees, then go out to battle, for God has gone out before you to strike down the army of the Philistines. David did as God commanded him, and they struck down the Philistines' army from Gibeon to Gezer. Once again, the attack of the enemy have come. The underlying power behind the Philistines is a power of Satan trying to destroy the king of David, trying to destroy the King David before the children of Israel can inhabit the land and receive the promises of God. His tactics haven't changed. He still doesn't want the child of God like you and me to gain the inheritance that God has promised to all who love and serve Him. Sometimes it seems that we have figured it out. So many times we make quick judgments and rash decisions. Well, it worked last time. Why won't it work this time? When what we fail to realize is that Satan has many tricks up his sleeves that we have not yet encountered. David understood this. He knew better than to presume upon God's presence or to presume that he had the mind of Christ. Presumptions can get you into trouble really fast. David went to the Lord in prayer again to seek God's direction while he faced the enemy. If David had gone out without seeking the will of God, he most likely would have faced defeat. God has a plan. He always has a plan. First of all, don't attack the Philistines from the front, but if you will follow God's plan, you can't lose. Go around them, he said. Come in from behind. God's instructions were to wait for God's signal. What was the signal going to be? It would be the sound of horses' hooves in the wind as it blew across the tops of the trees. What did it mean? It meant that God's armies were riding into the battle first. God's instructions were, as soon as you hear the sounds of the hosts of heaven riding into the battle upon the wind, then attack. The army of the Philistines would be defeated before David's army ever reached the battlefield. All the David army had to do was to chase the enemy across the border back to where they came from. When God is on your side, what do you have to fear? God will fight your battles for you. Isaiah 59:19 says, So shall they fear the name of the Lord from the west, and his glory from the rising of the sun. When the enemy shall come like a flood, the Spirit of the Lord shall lift up a standard against him. So, dear child of God, don't let the enemy put fear in your heart. The battle is the Lord's, and he's never lost a single one. So be brave, be bold, and be blessed today.